Paddington is one of Britain's busiest stations, where some days are worse than others. And Fridays are often the most testing.
When's the next train?
15 minutes.
But this Friday is going to be especially challenging. It's the middle of the morning rush hour, and station controller Richard Douglas has just spotted that something isn't right.
Kev, it's Richard. Hello, mate. We noticed that the underground's closed, so I've just called downstairs, and they're telling they've got fire evacuation going on downstairs.
The fire service arrives within minutes.
Immediately, what happens is the fire panel will go into what we call evac mode, so it will actually start saying, please evacuate the station. And that sounds like what's happening. A bit on the fly at the minute.
Due to a reported emergency, would all passengers leave the station immediately?
Right, if we go back up here. All right, okay.
Paddington is a huge hub, and it's connected to 4 underground lines. So with people coming and going from all corners of the capital, there's a lot of confusion.
If you go to Marble Arch, if you go to the Lancaster Gate, sir, you can take the Central Line, and that will take you to Oxford Street. Yeah?
Going from the other station.
Yeah, give it a try. Yeah, that's fine. You only told us from this side.
Moments later, panic over. A tube station staff room was the source of the fire.
Well, it was burnt cooking, so there was smoke in there, so not a false alarm. The station did the right thing, and we just made sure it's safe for the people to go back in the station.
A little bit of plastic, you know, like the ready meal tray, dinner things has caught fire, but it's been put out now.
The fire may be out, but there's still the afterburn to deal with.
There's just a lot of smoke down on the underground at the moment, so until that's cleared away, the underground will be shut.
I've now got my tube map live on my screen, so I'll be answering lots of how do I get here.
Edgware Road. Edgware Road, and then from there, taking the circle line.
But 30 minutes after the alarm went off, there's good news.
All good. Systems reset. People are allowed back in. Business as usual. Till the next one.
And the next one comes quicker than anybody imagined.
Rail control Swindon. Hello, we have a train-struck person.
We're just getting the details in now. I've just spoke with Metropolitan Police who've got officers en route.
Yeah.
Got a change set up today. Do we know, was there any detail?
All he said at the moment was the person ran from the down relief side in front of the train.
It's happened on a busy section of track just outside Paddington. Almost all of Paddington's trains have to pass through here.
We've been told to not dispatch anything from Paddington for the time being. So we're waiting to find out what's going on. To be honest, mate, I don't know. Literally, this is just happening as we speak. So.
And time is very precious.
This person is still alive. Actually, is being shielded by the train.
Route Control Manager Martin Mallon is helping coordinate the rescue. But he also needs to get trains running again.
This is Network Rail, Route Control here.
He informs the fire service that while the recovery effort continues, other lines must reopen.
I'm a Route Control Manager, Network Rail. I need you to get a message to your officers that are attending the scene as an emergency. There's four-track railway there. We are running normally on 2 main lines there. There will be trains running on the main lines.
On the other end of the line, the rescue services want to know whether the route's new overhead lines pose a risk.
We don't turn the power off unless obviously somebody wanted to go on top of a train or whatever. So it's overhead lines, so the power will not be an issue. As long as no one's going above the line on the train.
There's no live components underneath?
Not to do with the electric, no. No, it'll be fine on that one. We have got 2 tracks open, which at least enables us to move trains. The person we understand is still under the train. That can have its issues in itself. We'll know more once we've got a report from site.
Martin is working hard to minimise disruption.
We're still open on the main lines. We've told the fire brigade we will not do that, and they wanted all lines stopped. We told them we will not be doing that. There is no need.
But he's getting news that suggests all his efforts have been in vain.
So you're telling me it's the station staff have made this request? Well, that, you know, we've told the emergency service we will not be switching off anything. All right, so, okay, all right, Mark.
Staff have gone straight to the Didcot signalling centre and asked for the power to be turned off.
Well, apparently the station staff requested this. Have you got ECR there?
Yeah, station staff requested emergency switch off because the emergency services requested it.
And we've told the emergency services they should come through, that we're not turning it off and we're running normal on main lines.
So we're switched off between Paddington buffer stops to main line, all lines.
Well, it must be switched back on, doesn't it?
At Paddington, the consequences of the switch-off have become all too apparent.
This is the train that has struck the person. So they put a block here and there, but because they switched the power off, everything here and from here, they're now stuck. So none of the Heathrow Expresses are able to run at the moment. TfL rail is suspended through the station. So essentially everything is grind to a halt.
Customer Ambassador Bhavik Shah is trying to help, but he doesn't have much to go on.
So I'm going to Penzance, or trying to go to Penzance. Oh. Do you any idea how long?
I don't, unfortunately. I would wait. What's currently happening with the blanking off the boards is that we're not trying to give out any false information to our customers, but at the same time trying to keep them look by announcing and showing the services that will be running at the given times.
The man has been successfully pulled out from under the train. But at route control, they're now dealing with a backlog of trains caught up in the incident.
That's stuck. Yeah, and also, that's stuck. That one.
Yeah.
That, they're all... Yeah.
Okay. You can isolate power in chunks, so it's in sections, so you can't just... So it's not a case of like turning the power off and literally the whole of the western route is without power. So it'll be just that one particular area.
Down on the concourse, transport police are keeping an eye out for overcrowding.
Very, very busy. It's coming into Friday rush hour at the moment. We could have a delay going up until 5 o'clock. It could be 7 o'clock tonight. It's a hot summer's day as well, around about 24 degrees. Luckily, we haven't had anyone be too frustrated at the moment.
Any passengers for Reading and beyond, please travel to London Waterloo and use South West Rail services where ticket acceptance is in place.
Route Control Manager Martin speaking.
November 1.
Hi, Mark.
The driver of the train involved in the incident is so shook up that his train is still on the track.
We've been told, yeah, we told a relief driver 15:05. That's what they've told us, yes. Okay, all right, Mark. Cheers, thank you.
I don't know when we're going to be back up and running here, but with your ticket, you can use that to go from Waterloo into Reading.
It's been about an hour and a quarter now. As you can see, concourse is very busy. Just trying to help people out, get them on their ways to where they're trying to get to.
Is it a delay on the West Line?
Nothing's going out from here at the moment.
We're on a train to Bath.
Nothing's going out from Paddington at the moment.
Even though we got all the announcements going over the station tannoys, not everyone listens to what's happening.
In control, Graham Parker has arrived to take over the control room hot seat.
We will start running services for
It's a very warm chair.
All right, so have a good shift if you can.
Will do.
And there's the beginnings of good news.
I'm seeing green lights, and it's all going to be a lot better very soon.
Although the knock-on effects are only just starting.
Truth of the matter is, it'll be rough for the entire shift, for the rest of the evening, probably until midnight.
It will take a while to restore services completely, but at least passengers can start travelling.
But what they'll start doing, as they announce as well, they'll start just showing it on the board when the next one available.
There have been no trains for an hour and a half. And a backlog of passengers has built up.
Ready? Yeah. Yes.
2 trains are permitted to leave, one to Swansea, one to Penzance. Those 2 destinations will clear a serious amount of people.
No one wants to be left behind.
And people are now moving. This is fantastic. This is very good. The sad thing is, of course, when we have the situation, they to run to the train. We don't want any incident to happen. We don't want to have an accident. I've got police down there on the busier platforms to help out with crowd control.
It's fairly busy. It's a bit of a rush for the trains because everyone turns into animals. It's the perfect storm for a fight, but hopefully not.
It's ridiculous.
So this train at Bay is full now, sir. Are you getting on? Are you getting on, madam?
Get ready.
Get on. Are you getting on, madam? Well, you'll have to wait for the next one then, sorry. This one's very full, very full.
I'm feeling better as soon as we leave the station.
As soon as one has cleared Paddington, the next one can go. It's going to be like that.
It's all systems go.
If the platform comes up, just get on it, yeah? Sweet. Change at Swindon.
And the passengers keep coming.
Looking seriously way, way, way better than I possibly imagined it would be. And we are running at 90% now.
It's been crazy, but this is the end of it. By the looks of it, we're getting trains back into the service, and this is probably the calm before the next storm. But that was a mad few hours.
But the madness isn't over yet. Up in the control room, Sanjeev Sharma is monitoring one of Paddington's 403 CCTV cameras, which is focused on the 1903 to Plymouth on Platform 1, and due to leave any minute. But as a man tries to enter the train, a bag topples out. He catches it before it slips onto the tracks and returns it to its owner inside. Sanjeev thinks this is a minor mishap. But another passenger opens the same door, and unbelievably, the bag falls out again, but this time straight onto the tracks. The train has to leave, leaving the bag's owner behind on the platform. And he's in a flap. Dispatcher Maz Mahmood is now on site, but the man is getting very close to the tracks and acting as though he might decide to retrieve the bag himself.
If I could have a block, please, on platform 1 and 2.
Police and more staff are now at the scene. Station Deputy Manager Dorothy Colmer steps in. But its owner doesn't appear to understand what all the fuss is about, and thinks it's dispatcher Maz who is in the wrong.
He knew there was a bag on the track. All he had to do was basically say, I'll go get a bag pull, or whatever the procedure is. Instead, he was screaming into his microphone, police, 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 you're gonna get arrested, police, police, police.
Yeah, apparently though you were threatening to go onto the track to get your bag.
I said to him, you basically, can you get someone to come down with a stick or something like that so I can get my bag and I can walk and go home. And I said, I'm gonna get myself, started walking down here, and he started walking and he was going, I guess, police, 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 yeah, and all these sorts of things.
However, Maz has a different take on events.
He's very impatient, and he just said to me, if you don't get my bag in 5 seconds, I'm going to jump on the track. As you got to the edge of the track, that's when I called the police.
Could have reached it and just grabbed it in my hand. I mean, it was that short.
I see erratic customers, and normally they are patient, to be honest, but on this occasion, nah, he was just going to go for it.
After a warning, the man finally seems to realise the consequences of his actions.
So I am fully aware of the stress that it causes other people. Appreciate you come down here, talk to me. I'm sorry I wasted your time.
But the man isn't entirely off the hook.
The gentleman's been reported for a bylaw offence, a malicious obstruction without intent. Sorry, ladies, it's no smoking area. Other side of the road for me, please. And making any threat to go onto the tracks is just very, very dangerous. The railways operates on safety. It's no if, no buts for safety.
But yeah, all is well, and the block's been handed back to the signalman for a safe passage of trains.
And a frantic Friday comes to an end without further mishaps.
Luckily, the main thing is he didn't jump, and his safety is, you know, our responsibility at the end of the day.
In the ancient region of Tuscany, 2 of the newest class of Great Western electric trains have just come off the production line. And the press is out in force for the launch.
You look at the quality of the seats, the seat fitment, the amount of space, leg room that you have.
Project manager Sam Varghese has come to make sure these new additions to his fleet are in pristine condition before they make the long trip to Paddington.
This is the first class section. Look at what the door settings are, the door opens at the right time. Moving on to the kitchen area, hot water. Got 2 ovens here, the microwave. Moving into the toilet, we look whether we've got water, the sensors are working here. You've got the dryer working as well.
The trains also offer advanced on-board internet technology, but it's not only passenger comfort which is important.
We want the drivers to feel special, hence all the systems, they are fully ergonomically designed. The seats are a very expensive part of this train. It's about £40,000.
While in Italy all the attention is on the first public appearance of the new trains, back in the UK, there's mounting excitement about the impending appearance of an old celebrity.
We have a steam train coming in today, which is the Flying Scotsman. I know everyone always gets very excited about that particular steam train when that comes through Paddington. To see something so old-fashioned in the present day, it looks quite cool sometimes. But and you see it chugging away steam on the platform. But we might pop down there and say hello to the train.
Hundreds of train enthusiasts are at the station for the arrival of the world-famous locomotive.
It's very, very busy on platforms 8 and 9. It's a huge amount of people, especially right down the end of the platform.
Rail staff and transport police are on the platforms to ensure no one tries to get onto the tracks for a photo opportunity. And Paddington Control has something else to consider.
The annoyance for us up here, though, is that it might set off the fire alarm. Sometimes the guys who go to see the train and the engineer on board get very excited that they get it to puff more and more smoke, that the smoke goes to other parts of the station as well. So what I'm about to do now is isolate a certain area of the station, and it's gonna, there we go, and it's just responding to me now by beeping. And yeah, that's happened. So basically, platform 8 and 9, where that train is going to be, it won't set off the fire alarm because I've isolated that area.
At route control, they don't seem to have a clue what the excitement is about.
Do you know we got a train out of Paddington in a little while?
No.
A train that goes puff puff, takes steam?
No.
OK. There is the Flying Scotsman running out of Paddington.
Oh, right, excellent. Where's he going?
Did you know that, Neil?
What's that?
Flying Scotsman.
Yeah.
And when your job is to run trains on schedule, a visiting slow-moving locomotive is a tad inconvenient.
It's going to be a bit of a pain, that, to be honest. And the timing's not good either.
On platform 9, the Flying Scotsman is only seconds away.
We're just waiting for this very exciting steam engine to come in now. It's going to be coming in. It's going to be pulled in by a diesel locomotive. So the actual steam engine will be here at the front. So hopefully we can catch a very good moment of this exciting moment. There's absolutely hundreds of people lined on this platform, and I'm jealous of the people that are actually going on this train. So.
And finally, the moment everyone's been waiting for. The legendary Flying Scotsman. Booked passengers will enjoy a 5-hour jaunt around the English countryside, calling at various stations before returning to London Victoria.
This is not Glastonbury, but it's quite a large turnout nonetheless. Media visitors, Fat.
Oh, they're just good lads.
Base 2, Bravo 13, obviously we're clearing the platform this side and still we're not ready to go. Is anybody getting on the train? That's cool. No. All these people aren't actually riding on this train. They've come here to witness the spectacle of what is the Flying Scotsman. This mother and son combination, they've come from Australia just to see the Flying Scotsman train here today.
And it's not only down under where they're going loco.
I'm the fireman.
Inside the cab, they're pretty chuffed too.
Better than sitting behind a desk, and there's a sense of achievement with it.
We enjoy it.
Yeah, don't tell the boss we enjoy it.
You don't do it for the money, that's for certain. It's still the amazing amount of, people who want to see this engine. It's amazing.
And this railway veteran is an ardent fan.
In my days when I used to travel on this, I used to fry eggs on it. So I'm so happy and proud to be part of it. Yes, I've seen it before, but I could never get enough of it. I just love it. Part of my heritage. Take care.
Now at full steam, the Flying Scotsman is ready to go, leaving Paddington's fire alarms intact.
Now my ears have stopped ringing. Yeah, so that went better than could have been expected. And obviously that majestic takeoff was terrific, fantastic.
Next stop, Oxford Parkway. And Mobile Operations Manager Ian Baker is en route to make sure that the excitement doesn't get out of hand. Thankfully, the station isn't overcrowded.
Pretty good here. We've got some good fencing and stuff, so it's not as bad. Some of the more rural stations can be a bit of a challenge, shall we say,
The Scotsman will be flying through Buckinghamshire next, and this is the ideal stop for a refuel.
It's just taken on water, so usually about half an hour stop maybe, something like that.
With the locomotive and the passengers topped up, it's time to go.
It is, it's lovely, isn't it? Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Five hours after leaving Paddington, the Flying Scotsman arrives at Victoria, where it creates an entirely unwanted commotion. The engine's steam has set off the dreaded fire alarms. And Paddington controller Graham Parker has just one thing to say.
Quite frankly, that would never happen at Paddington.
Yeah, it's all received. Thank you. The locomotive's en route. Thank you. Look out.
3 months after being unveiled in Italy, the newest trains in the Great Western Fleet arrive at the Paddington depot. The rake of wagons is half a kilometre long. And it's Luke Davis's job to help guide it in as smoothly and as quickly as possible.
I think I want to isolate that one as well. Maybe just wait for a bit and the air will drop off.
To get the trains to their final resting place, a remote-controlled tug guides them into position.
Happy days, yeah. We'll just wait for a shout for them once they've uncoupled at the back. Obviously it's nice and shiny, got its all new stickers on. Yeah, good. To be able to get a unit from Italy to the UK and actually see it at the end of its journey is quite an exciting thing. There's still a lot of work to do to get this train into passenger service, but it's nice for us in North Pole to be able to then take over that work. Keep going, keep going. Keep going, all clear. And all stop there, Dan, all stop, over.
The latest class of electric train. Designed in Japan, built in Italy, and now coming to a station near you.
Can you receive it? Luke, don't receive it.
It's a journey that started in Japan with sushi and sake. It's gone via Italy with pizza and espresso, and it's soon coming to the UK with our fish and chips and cups of tea.
We'll scotch at this then, thanks, Dan, over.
Do you want me to give you your name and telephone number?
We've got broken rail on the down relief line between Hamwell and Southall.
The fault is affecting local trains towards Reading, which have had to reduce their speed to 5 miles an hour. And things are going from bad to worse.
This crack has just got significantly worse. They've now shut the line. So we need to get it repaired as soon as possible.
Closing the line completely will have a major impact.
Passengers travelling between Hamwell, Southall and Hayes will have to travel via the up platform first to go down line, so it's called circulation.
This means those passengers will have to catch a mainline train to Hayes and then double back on themselves on a local train using the relief line to circumnavigate the cracked rail. And for route manager Steve Messenger, the problem is serious.
Clearly, a break of that nature needs to be fixed straight away. But you would not be able, until that is repaired, you cannot run any trains over that. You could end up with a derailment.
It's not going to be a quick fix.
We're having to carve up the service at the moment to reduce the number of trains we've got running through the area.
Up at Paddington.
It's quite annoying, there's not really much to go. You can send them to like Hayes and come back.
The incident is affecting a busy section of track.
Basically every train that comes out of Paddington goes through there. And when we're running at capacity like we do this time of day,
there's now concern about the evening peak.
They basically need to get as much work done as possible, have this situation sorted out in time for that huge rush of people that will start coming in from about 4 or 5 o'clock this evening.
Apparently we've got a cracked rail, so a lot of the trains are all being changed and rerouted. Yeah. Right, OK, we've got 11:15 Cardiff train. Would you like to get that one? It's cancelled. Oh, no, that's the cancelled one. You will get there. It's bank holiday. Oh, you will get there. We'll get you there. Right, control room 90. I expect they're manning up there as well.
There's a problem with our stopping services because our lines are closed, we've got a broken rail, so you're going to have to go Reading and then come back. Otherwise you'll be waiting here for a while. Sorry.
I know it ain't your fault.
Yeah, no worries.
But some passengers are determined to lay the blame.
Every day you are cancelling, every day you are delaying.
Well, every day.
I'm a regular user of these.
And every day your safety is paramount, and we want you to get safely to your destination.
There has to be one.
Speak to Network Rail, madam.
I have
They're
already
the
made
engineers.
3 times complaints about that.
I'm doing my very best. I'm doing my best.
When
I
you
did. With some customers, you just get to a certain point and you just can't help them.
In route control, preparations are confirmed for the repair. But it's going to take out more than just the damaged track.
We're blocking 2 lines, one to facilitate moving the new bit of rail to site, and the second line blockage will be just of the down relief to facilitate the repair of the broken rail.
But as the work starts, there's now a bigger priority. There's an incident going on just outside Bristol.
It started off as a simple trespass incident. Police asked us to block the line so they could go on and apprehend the individual. When they got on scene, this person became very agitated, became suicidal, has run away from the police and has got up on top of a bridge, threatening to jump if any trains move. Very distressed. We now have a police negotiator on site, a train negotiator, to try and talk him down.
The emergency has caused trains to stop, and some passengers are threatening action.
We've got the timeline.
We've had a threat from somebody on board, so they're going to pull the passenger cord and self-evacuate.
Have you got time?
Yeah, we've got the timeline.
There's a train, the one Mike 29, that's looking self-evacuation. We need to get a better location other than Countryside Parsons Street. Trying to get officers there, but of course they're all tucked up at Bridgewater.
I mean,
if you've got other people walking around on the tracks, then they become a danger to themselves because there's slips, trips, falls, all sorts of things that become, and then they become a second incident that we then have to deal with, which then delays the service even more.
The disruption caused by the cracked rail outside Paddington is delaying local services. And now the emergency further down the line is affecting long-distance trains. And that's causing problems for passengers equipped for the bank holiday.
They're not going to allow you to get on the train.
Well, they've got us 2 on each, just like 4 carriages that have 2.
Yeah, I know, but there's only 4 spaces and everything being filled. That's why I'm asking you.
Well, that's not fair of me, because I preserved the ticket for my bike here.
We've got a bike reservation.
We've got a bike reservation.
They sent me down there, and they say it's full. They sent me back up here again. I've got to go on.
So there's only 4 spaces, and we had about 6 or 7 bikes. And I'm assuming that they've just put their bike in the hallway. Might be an issue when the train manager's going through, because you'll have to put it in allocated spaces. But I do understand they're frustrated because they're booked with their bike reservation on a train that has been cancelled.
Incident controller Richard Wolford gets news from the emergency services about the man on the bridge.
All right, thank you, bye. It's the fire and rescue saying they're on site and going to blow up the balloon to go on the road beneath the railway line in case he jumps.
They get a clearer picture of the railway bridge which runs over a road.
He's on the railway.
He's on the railway. He's on the railway though, isn't he? Because what you said is, if he sees a train move, he'll throw himself under it.
He's going to fall 11 feet.
The police are insisting at the moment that the line will remain shut while they talk to this gentleman. So until the police can do their work, unfortunately, all trains will be held.
A delicate situation like this can't be rushed.
Okay, we've got no estimate?
No estimate at all.
So we're talking about hours?
Possible, yeah. We've got rope teams are coming down. They're coming down from London and some from Birmingham to get a rope team and supervision in. So that's going to be at least 2.5 hours if they make it real good time.
At Paddington, there is no let-up with the delays.
We're still cancelling pretty much 7 or 8 trains an hour. It's been shocking, really. It's been like this since about 8 o'clock this morning. We're on the way to 3 o'clock now, and I was hoping this would all be done by 1 at the latest. So we're creeping into the busier time of day.
And bank holiday forward planning is out of the window.
The 14:33 to Plymouth is cancelled. Annoyingly, it's the additional train that we put on to help with passenger loads, and that's the one that's cancelled. Sort of ironic in a way.
Passengers for Plymouth can catch the next Penzance train, which is already late. so it's going to be very, very busy.
It's going to be probably a moving wall of people coming around the corner any minute now. Oh, here they come. Yes. Let's come straight through, please. Come straight through.
Hundreds are trying to board, determined not to miss a moment of their long weekend.
It's F, but I know it's full and standing already, I'm afraid. Yeah, whole trainers.
And bikes continue to be an issue. Despite booked spaces, there's no room on board.
We were here with 5 minutes to spare, just like we planned, and the guy wouldn't let our bikes on. Not enough space. But there was at least one bike space, and between the bike spaces there's at least a couple of feet. It was just pointless.
There's going to be absolutely chock-a-block all the way there. The fact that I think people had to be asked to leave just to get the doors shut, which really isn't good.
It's amazing how many people can fit on one train, to be honest. We often have get like 500 or so on one train.
At route control,
he hasn't yet been detained.
Richard Wolford is receiving encouraging news about the man on the bridge.
I'll pre-warn my train running controller that the line's likely to reopen soon, but it's not reopened yet.
And the police have resorted to an old-school way of gaining his confidence.
Well, that was the mom on site. The police are now speaking to the gentleman at a close distance, and they've given him a cigarette, and we're hoping that he will decide to go clear of the line very soon. End controller Swindon, Richard speaking.
And within minutes.
So you'll just update. All lines reopen 11:25. Thank you, Paul. Bye. The news is that the BT police removed the male from the track. He's now waiting for an ambulance to take him to hospital. And we've gone back to normal work in 11:24.
Paddington services are back on track, and staff have got through another challenging Friday. A day they often dub as Freaky Friday.
It's weird, when I came in, everything looked very nice, and I assumed it would be like that for the rest of the day. But that was not the case.